to Lindiwe Zulu, who's South Africa's Minister of Social Development and an MP with the African National Congress. She's joining us from Johannesburg. We thank you for your time with us on Al Jazeera. Why did South Africa take this step now?
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and we wish to call on all the people of the world to follow us as we've taken this step. And this step is informed by what is seen on the ground and what has been happening in Gaza in particular, particularly the killing of women and children and civilians. I want to state upfront that the governing party of the African National Congress has always stood by with the Palestinian people in their call for a two-state solution. But more importantly, we want to see an end of the conflict through peaceful means as far as possible. And the international platform is the platform that is available to the governing party of the African National Congress, is the government of South Africa. This is the available platform that we decided we need to step onto because we are looking for being assisted and also an end to this conflict in the best way that is possible. But however, seeing what has been happening, the numbers of people that are being killed, the escalation of the people that are being killed, the numbers are horrendous. And we believe that this is the right time for us, both as the African National Congress and our government, to step up to the next level in finding a solution.
What is South Africa's reaction to Israel saying that the South African accusations were baseless and a blood libel?
It's very unfortunate at this point because what people can see on their TVs, in their homes and everywhere they are, it speaks for itself. South Africa has always been, and in particular the governing party, the African National Congress, has been in solidarity with the people of Palestine. Not only have we been in solidarity, but we have actively engaged both in terms of the Palestinian people as well as Israel, by the way, because as you all know, we do have an embassy here in South Africa, an Israel embassy in South Africa, but we also have one in Ramallah. And our position has always been lessons learned from our own situation of apartheid and conflict and marginalization of our people and the killing of our people for a very long time. But we think those lessons are lessons that can also be exercised and be used as apartheid was also declared a crime against humanity by the international community.
Minister Lindiwe Zulu, look, obviously the ball is now in the court of the ICJ. And if indeed it rules that Israel is guilty of genocide, what practical impact do you expect it to have?
We expect this to have a practical impact to the global community because we believe that we're not standing alone as South Africa on this. We think that once that happens, the whole world will act even faster in terms of finding a solution, in helping end the conflict using the international platform. But we call on the international community to stand up with us as South Africa in our quest to finding peace in this conflict.
But we do know that ICJ rulings, while they're binding under the UN Charter, it has no means of enforcement. So could this be anything more than symbolic? I mean, rulings are sometimes ignored, as we saw happen in March 2022 when the court ordered Russia to halt its military campaign in Ukraine, and that didn't happen.
We wish the world to move more towards finding solutions than just symbolism. Because right here, we are talking about the deaths, the destruction, the complete destruction of the entire area. All the people who are being affected, they are told, move to this area, and then they move to this area, and they find that the bombardment and the killing continues relentlessly on them. So for us, this is not symbolic. It is one way of mobilizing solidarity, in particular with the people of Palestine, but it is also mobilizing the international community to act and act faster so that we can end the killing of women, children, and civilians in particular.
Let's just look at some of the detail now in the motion that you filed. South Africa is asking the court to declare, quote, on an urgent basis that Israel is in breach of its obligations in terms of the Genocide Convention, should immediately seize all acts and measures in breach of those obligations and take a number of related actions. Let's stop at related actions for a moment. What are those exactly?
Those would have to be dealt with, particularly because, as I will clarify, that we are the governing party, the African National Congress, but it is the Department of International Relations in particular, together with the Department of Justice in South Africa, that will then have to look at all the technicalities and follow the rules and all the technicalities to take the matter forward.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Minister Lindiwe Zulu, we thank you so much for joining us on Al Jazeera.